Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please take a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Do you have your passport on you?
Oh, yes, definitely. You can.
Can I see this? Thank you. Can you state your name, please?
Oh, yes. My full name is Jaykumar Mangtani. Please refer me by my first name, Jay.
Okay, tell me a bit about yourself, please, Jay.
I have recently completed my graduation in the field of commerce from Ahmedabad and from LG University.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. I'm going to ask you a few questions about your hobbies. What's your favourite hobby?
My favorite hobby is listening to music, as I am a musician too. So listening to music is a totally different thing for me.
Fantastic. And do you have much time to practice your hobbies?
Oh, yes, in my day-to-day routine, I take my time for my hobbies, like for playing cricket and also for listening to music.
So you like cricket. What do you like most about cricket?
The thing that I like most about cricket is batting, as I'm a keeper batsman, and I used to play for my school team, and I was the captain there.
And do you still find time to play cricket a lot now?
Not much time, but when I was in my school, I used to play for around 3 to 4 hours regularly.
Wow. What's the most ideal weather to play cricket in?
I think the most ideal weather to play cricket is basically in summer, because even you get tired, but the weather, there will be no rainfall, and you can play it for hours.
Okay, let's go talk about more things in your free time. Do you like to shop?
So yes, I like to shop, but mainly for myself.
I see. And what's your favourite shop?
I don't prefer a particular company or a particular brand. I mainly focus on the quality and on the price of the product.
Do you prefer to shop alone or with others?
No, I mainly prefer to shop with my sister because she is the one who tells me about all the trends and all the things that will look nice on me.
Do you think men and women have different opinions about shopping?
Definitely men and women have different opinions on shopping, as men usually prefer to shop, and as they decide a particular thing, they will shop for them. And I think women, if they will decide for a particular thing, they will shop 10 more things around them.
I see, right. Let's talk about your daily routine. When do you usually get up in the morning?
Recently I'm getting up around 6 to 7 a.m. in the morning, and I'm going to gym. Then I used to have my breakfast, and now I'm not doing much, and there I used to attend my classes, but nowadays I'm not doing much and looking for courses.
Do you normally have the same routine every day?
No, my routine has changed from the past, as when I was in my school, I used to get up around 5 a.m. in the morning and go to school for practicing cricket, and later I was attending classes. So I think my routine has changed a lot. The time I used to spend in cricket and classes have reduced, and the time I used to spend in music has been increased.
Okay. So let's talk a bit about travelling. Have you travelled around your country much?
I think as India is a very big and diverse country, even if you travel to a lot of places, it's not much and it can never be completed. But I have traveled to a lot of famous places. Like I have traveled to Mumbai, which is also known as the dream city of India. Also to Delhi, which is the capital of India, and to Gujarat, which is, I think, the business hub of India.
And what was your most memorable experience when travelling?
My most memorable experience during traveling was when we were going to Goa, as I was going with my family and we were 22 people together, and it was a very memorable trip.
Fantastic. Thank you. That concludes the end of part 1. We're now going to move on to part 2, where I'm going to give you a topic that I'd like you to talk about for 2 minutes. I'm also going to give you 1 minute to prepare. And the question is, describe a city that you would like to live in. There's your paper. And you have 1 minute starting now. Thank you. That's your minute up. You now have 2 minutes, starting from now.
First of all, thank you for giving me this topic, as I can clearly mention my points here. The city I would like to live in the future is Ahmedabad, as I have been there for past 2 years and I have done my bachelor's from there. The thing I like the most about Ahmedabad is the infrastructural facilities and the people living there. I think the people there are very helpful and very nice. Also, the infrastructure facilities like buses and metro have been there. Metro has recently been introduced, but buses have been there for a while, and it is well connected from every corner. And I think also they are keeping in mind about the environmental issues. So the buses are electric. Around 90% of the buses being used there are electric buses, and also they are more focusing on to spread the electric buses in all over Gujarat. I think it's a very major step that's been taken by the government. Also, they have many hospitals and many schools which are for poor people, and the facilities you will get there are very fantastic. Another thing I would like to mention is riverfront. It's basically Ahmedabad is divided into two cities. It's known as the old Ahmedabad and the new Ahmedabad, and it's divided by a river known as Sabarmati, and it's well connected by the bridges. It's around 20 to 30 bridges spread all over the city. So, and each bridge has a point known as riverfront, and it's mentioned around riverfronts 1, 2 and furthermore. I think these points are very well developed, and you can go there with your friends and families. You can spend good quality time there with your people you love. And as I was a guitarist, and I used to go there with my band and play my set and introduce new songs to people. Also, the people who were going there also used to come around and...
Thank you very much, Jay.
Thank you.
Fantastic. We're going to move on now to part 3, where I'm going to ask you a little bit more on a similar topic. How easy is it to find a place to live in your country?
I think as India is a developing country, finding a place in bigger cities is difficult, but finding a place to live in towns and in village areas is, I think, easier.
Mm-hmm. And do you think it's easier to rent a place or to find a place to buy?
In cities, it's easier to rent a place, but as I mentioned, in villages or in town side, you can also find a place to buy.
Do you think there is a right age for young adults to stop living with their parents?
I think as India is a very cultural society and very cultural ideology, people live with their parents, as well as in India, one house even contains 3 generations together. So I think there is no right age to leave your parents.
Okay, can you compare what houses are like in rural areas compared to houses or apartments in the cities?
I think basically in cities, as there is less place, so people prefer flats, and more flats are being there. So a particular area has been utilized, and more families can live there. But in villages, it's not. In rural area, it's not like that, and people used to live very widely and have big houses, even very big farms there.
And how do relationships between neighbours differ in these different situations?
As cities have very busy life and busy schedules, so meeting neighbours and being friends with them is very difficult. But I think in rural areas, as you have same work and you have same particular routine, so it's easier for them to be friends with neighbours.
Fantastic. And how are festivals celebrated differently in rural areas compared to city areas?
Festivals are celebrated, I think, in the same way, but if we talk about festivals like Diwali, and cities, if we celebrate Diwali and bring firecrackers here, so the air pollution index will be very high, but I think in rural areas it wouldn't affect much.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Jay. That concludes the end of your IELTS speaking exam.
Thank you.
I'll let you know your results in the next week or so.